welcome to the Ranger's Respite. I'm Philip, and this is Drinking Geek. Hey guys, it's Whiskey Wednesday, and that means it's review time. Last week, it was Bordner's Premium Single Barrel South Carolina Whiskey, Napa Castle 12-year-old, Old Pulteney Navigator, or Canadian Club Classic 12. Patreons and the Whiskey Club voted and picked Bordner's Premium Single Barrel South Carolina Whiskey, a gift from my friend Sierra. Sorry I'm not wearing my suit today. It's one of those, sometimes you just lack the energy to do the whole thing, so you do as much of it as you can. Now, this is not something that I picked up myself, obviously. Sierra gave it to me. I don't know who Bordner is. Apparently a semi-recognizable figure in South Carolina. His distillery primarily makes moonshine, however they do make this and some rum. And as always, I am grateful for any gifted whiskey. This one is interesting and a little bit weird. On the nose, I swear nobody gets this, but it smells like sour candy, like Sour Patch Kids. Like if you filled a barrel with Sour Patch Kids and left it to sit for a while, and that's what this smells like to me. And I don't really get much else than that. A little bit of like pear and apple combination. And a little bit of breadiness, I guess, but there's really that overwhelming note on the nose of Sour Patch Kids. Barrel-aged Sour Patch Kids. Somebody reach out to the company who makes Sour Patch Kids and suggest that, because that would be hilarious. Whiskey sour flavored Sour Patch Kids. Anyway. On the palate, it's pretty sharp for 40%. Really thin and light acetone, wood chips. It tastes young. Like, I've got some young whiskey on my shelf. This is 15 months. This is 15 months. But this tastes younger than either of those. I don't know what sort of barrel it was aged in. The site that I found wasn't working real well for me. Had trouble finding any usable information on it. But it's interesting. It's made in Boiling Springs, South Carolina, and it isn't sourced. It is distilled and bottled by Bordner Distillery, LLC. there's something about it. It's like it's already fading off of the palate, like from that second sip. Doesn't have much of a finish. It's interesting. I wouldn't say it's entirely enjoyable, but it's one of those. Rex and Daniel from Whiskey Tribe would say that it definitely tastes like craft whiskey. Which, by the way, that is losing its distinction, because you know what else is craft whiskey? Catoctin Creek. Catoctin Creek is just a damned good rye. And I know I bring them up every time I talk about any small distillery, but they're my favorite. But anyway, it's I don't want to say it's bad, because it's not necessarily bad. If you are looking for something that is like super easy, like no complex flavors, weird, I mean, it'll do the job. I'm going to try making a whiskey sour with it and see how that goes. Just because it is kind of sour. It sort of falls into the, like, every time I say it, I feel kind of awful and snobbish, but anytime a brand feels the need to put premium on their label, it's a sure sign that they aren't. I would not consider this a premium whiskey. I don't know how much it costs. It probably costs more than I would be willing to pay for it again. But, ooh. When I burp, it tastes like Sour Patch Kids. I don't know. Somebody out there somewhere probably really enjoys this whiskey. And this does not look like their current label, so this is probably not the latest batch. So it is entirely possible that they have greatly improved. But, it's alright. It's not anything to write home about, but it's alright. So, what to pick to fill that spot? Let's do that. And this. Ooh, you know what? That's a good idea. Lagavulin 8. So, members of the Whiskey Tribe, not Whiskey Tribe, members of my local whiskey club and Patreons get to vote for what I review next. Lagavulin 8-year-old, Napa Castle 12, Old Pulteney Navigator, Canadian Club Classic 12-year-old. To vote, all you have to do is join my Patreon. It's $1 a month, and it gets you voting rights, the ability to request a cocktail, access to the Discord server where you can talk to myself, other members of my local whiskey club about whiskey, cocktails, other nerdy stuff. Sometimes we end up on a tangent about D&D. You can share your cocktail recipes in the cocktail lounge area. There's a link in the description down below to that Patreon. There's also a link to Ko-fi if you would like to support me and also like weird, usually terrible magic items for D&D. If you follow me there, I post stuff there, and you can give me $3 to help keep me doing what I do. If you want something in return, for $3 in my Etsy store, which there's a link to down below, you can buy a That's the Spirit Pot Still sticker. They're adorable. Designed by my friend Alyssa at Dapper Cat Studios. I like them. Let's see. Oh, and there will be a link down there to the um, Whiskey Lodge Discord server. Full disclosure, I am a moderator there. It's a great place we hang out, talk about whiskey and other things. Lately, we've been spending a lot of time hanging out in the kitchen subreddit, drooling over the food that some of our members make. It's a fun place. You should follow the link and join us. In the meantime, stay happy, stay geeks, sláinte.